going on, guys? Fight Club Podcast. What's going on, guys? Fight Club, you already know the vibes. What's going on, guys? Fight Club Podcast, you already know what it is. Number one place for all things MMA boxing.
I'm about to fly to LA. My team, we don't play. We know to stick all the way. Trust me, I've been to the A. That's what they do in the A. I see that faith on my mind.
Fight Club, what's poppin'? You already know what time it is. Before we start the video, all social media, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, all that is gonna be down in the description, as well as all the timestamps for the video. So make sure you look out for that. Yeah, man. Without further ado, let's get right into it, man. So recently, you already know, this weekend, UFC 264, I believe it was 264, right? I lose track of all these numbers, but
no, it's 265.
I think 265 is Volk versus whatever it is. UFC pay-per-view event just happened. Gane versus Lewis for the interim heavyweight championship of the world. So I just want to start off by saying, first of all, crazy event. The card was very quality. I think up until, like, you know, from the early prelims to the prelims, even to the main card, like all of it was amazing. So let me get your thoughts, bro. What are your thoughts on the main event, man? Derek Lewis versus Ciryl Gane.
So, like we were talking about before the actual card, just leading up to the fight, the narrative, which it kind of played out basically, like it was like nothing like unexpected happened, but basically the narrative was that Ciryl Gane's gonna like outclass him basically. But people were saying basically like Ciryl Gane's gonna whip him every round, but Derek Lewis by knockout and stuff, you know, like, because he always has that puncher's chance, like he could shut your lights out like literally in one, he could just touch you. So but it went as expected. You know? Yeah. Like when a world, I think Ciryl Gane's world class, to be honest.
I mean, I don't think there's any doubt, right? I think we all know.
It shows, like, no offense to Derek Lewis, but it shows like world class versus, like, you know, like kind of like below world class.
Yeah, like a guy who's still good, but he's not quite on the top of the food chain.
You know, so
yeah.
Like, you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, bro. It's funny because, you know, before the fight actually even happened, Yannick and I were talking about it, and we're like we both picked Ciryl Gane, and it was both like, we both thought it would be a 5-round decision because of his fights against like Rosenstrike and Volkov, but I was decently surprised, bro. I was pleasantly surprised, I'd say. Gane was definitely, the first 2 rounds, alright, I'll say this, the first 2 rounds, it was pretty much what we thought it would be, where he's kind of just like touching him and then moving back, trying to avoid that right hand, because I mean, we all knew what Derek was going for, you know what I mean? Sorry about that, little interruption. But yeah, like I was saying, he was kind of just point fighting, and then in the 3rd round, I noticed that he started to gain a lot of confidence. Like, one thing I really noticed is how he was keeping his distance. Like, anytime Derek Lewis would come forward for a strike, he would just back up. It's not like you try and slip the shot or roll, like nothing, bro. He was taking no risks, just out of range, you know. But in the 3rd round, I noticed he started to close the distance, and in particular, like the shot that began the knockout sequence, I guess, was he came in close and he got him with the elbow, and I was very surprised. Like, honestly, I didn't think Ciryl Gane would knock him out.
He's a heavyweight though, like,
but that's the thing. But you know, people are talking about how he has no power and all this. And even before the fight, we were talking about it, right? And I was saying, he knocked out JDS. Like, this guy has power. He has knockout power. He just depends on who he fights, you know what I mean? And I'll put this in the video. He clipped him with a clean head kick. Yannick, we were watching the fight. He turned his head, like, as it happened, so he didn't see it. But it was clean to the head, and Derek Lewis ate that shit, bro. He just ate that bitch. And, I mean, he was wobbled. He was obviously drunk.
I feel like he was, like, stunned, but he wasn't like out. Like, you know, more like him. I feel like he, like, you know, when he's getting I guess, like, hit on the ground, he gave him like his back. It's kind of like conceding defeat at that point.
Yeah.
At that point, he was done. But it's not like he was like I don't know. He was stunned, but like I feel like
if Cyril Gane hadn't poured it on, he could have recovered.
Yeah,
I agree.
exactly,
I agree. But that's the thing, right? That's why Cyril Gane is his IQ is so high. Like he can just tell when you're hurt. You know, like you could have the best poker face, he'll know. You know what I'm saying? Like fighters know, like they know. I've taken shots like that before. Nobody just eats those. You feel me? So, I think that was a really good thing, bro. And yeah, man. I mean, we don't usually do this, but what would you rate his performance, bro? On a scale of 1 to 5, like what would you give Cyril Gane's performance?
I'd give it like in between 4 and a 5, like
a 4.5.
Yeah, 4.5.
Okay,
like,
okay.
Give it, like,
now, why aren't you gonna give him a 5? Like, what's the 0.5 for?
If it was like a clean knock, just boom, like
just like lights out.
Like a light, yeah. Exactly,
Okay. Nah, I'm gonna have to disagree with you there. I'm gonna give him a 5, bro. Because not only did he only absorb like I think it was something ridiculous like 3 strikes that whole fight, fam, that actually got him. One to the head, one to the body, one to the leg, but just this must have set some sort of strike differential record or something, bro, for heavyweight, because I've never seen somebody get hit that many times and not answer back. You know what I mean? Like, flawless performance, man. Cyril Gane, his footwork is amazing. Amazing. His distance management, world class. His striking, very crisp, very quick. And his IQ, which is the most important thing to me and the most impressive thing to me, through the roof, bro. Like, that guy just knows when to do what. And he'll only take what you give him. He won't go unnecessary, you know what I'm saying? He won't go for unnecessary bombs or risks. Like, he won't do none of that, bro.
Yeah.
And all of this, fam, with 3 years of MMA experience and 3 years of Muay Thai experience, fam. 6 years of martial arts experience, bro.
Yeah.
And this guy's fighting for the World Heavyweight Championship of the world, fam. What? Who else you know that does that, bro? Like him and Francis, maybe. Even Francis, bro. Like, 6 years, bro. And this guy's undefeated, bro. He's never lost. Muay Thai or MMA, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm glad I brought that up because I had a really interesting question to ask you, actually. So as I'm scrolling down Instagram today, by the way, follow us at TF Club Podcast, link below. I'm scrolling down Instagram and I saw an interesting stat, actually. Cyril Gane has not lost a single round. In his first 10 fights. And the only other person to do that was, can you guess? Habib, yeah, the Eagle. And he lost his first round officially in his 11th fight, so which would be Cyril Gane's next fight, his 11th fight. So it's kind of interesting to see the contrast, right, between these two guys. Now, I'm not comparing the two, right? For all you you nerds out there, you little virgins, that are gonna be like, oh, they're different weight classes. Relax, bro. No, what I'm saying is, like, just in terms of comparing the two and their dominance, do you see Cyril Gane's career playing out a similar way? Do you think Cyril Gane will continue this streak of dominance, especially considering his next fight is against a guy like Francis?
Uncertainty in that. I guess what you're trying to say is that he's in the heavyweight division, which is the most unpredictable way, I would say. In terms of, like, how one punch can just change everything. You know?
Absolutely.
So,
and I even told you today, bro, Cyril Gane actually came in as a favorite, an early favorite against Francis Ngannou. So,
but the reason why I believe he could is because, I feel like, in terms of his fighting IQ and how defensively responsible he is, like, he doesn't allow himself. From what I've seen, like, we'll see, like, once he goes up against, like, obviously people like Francis and stuff, where, like, Stipe faces John Jones one day, but, like, he's, like, he does it, like, everything, like, he sees every, like, shot coming, like, what Derek Lewis, obviously, Derek Lewis isn't at the same level, I'm not going to put him on the same level as Stipe or John Jones or as Francis, even though Francis beat him, I think Francis
in terms of the striking, like, the power he has, but I just pure striking technique.
Like, I remember Derek Lewis, like, one time, like, it was, like, at a point where Derek Lewis was in striking range, basically. But, like, Gane knew that, and, like, so basically, he was always the first one to begin the exchange and to end the exchange. So, like, I remember, so, gone through, and then Lewis obviously tried to get his right hand off or whatever. It was like straight. He knew exactly, like he blocked it, like like he doesn't get caught. Like I haven't seen him get like caught lacking
ever.
So
yeah,
he knows like he's there like mentally, you know. So
exactly. So you see the same thing happening with Francis though, because I was telling you right that Francis is different than Derek Lewis in the sense that they both have that touch of death, but at the same time Francis he's much more. First of all, his volume is much higher. Second, he hides his shots with feints, as we saw in the Stipe fight, so he sets him up a lot better. And third, the pressure he puts on you is very it's very different from Derek Lewis. Derek Lewis kind of wants to pull you into the shot, whereas Francis says, no, I'm bringing it to you. You know what I'm saying? So do you see Gane adjusting to that style and having success?
I feel like it's kind of like, I feel like Francis is like kind of like, I guess I'll compare it to Conor McGregor in a sense, where like the longer the fight goes, it's not in his favor. Yeah, you know? Especially how big he is. Like it's not like it takes a lot of oxygen to supply his body. So like, I feel like let's say when they do fight, if it goes into the later rounds, I'll give it more towards Ciryl Gane. But if it's like earlier rounds, then obviously Francis is like. The most dangerous man. Yeah. So even later rounds, like he's still catch you. But I'm just saying, like the longer it goes, it's like it's not as, especially like let's say like I'm pretty sure Gane has like better ground game than Francis, even though he doesn't really utilize it. But like he has like like submit people. Like let's say he decides to mix that up or whatever, like and try to like say get Francis tired or whatever, like tire him out. I feel like in that he'll take that approach, probably like trying to tire him out during their fight or whatever.
I agree.
And then try to like, secure it in the later rounds, but we'll see. But,
yeah. So for the people, all right, I want you to do this for the people. Yeah, listen, guys, just you guys don't all know this because you guys don't know Yannick like me, but Yannick does not like to make picks. You know what I'm saying? He does not like to make picks. I ask him who you think's gonna win. He'll be like, maybe this guy, but then maybe this guy. He'll give me this whole thing. He just won't pick. But for the people, bro, okay, here on the show today, for the Fight Club, early pick, man. Francis versus Gane, who do you think is gonna win that fight? Who do you think takes it?
Bro, that's so tough.
It is.
My pick's probably gonna change after this video.
Okay.
But
as of this moment, right now, it's subject to change. By the way, guys, this is not concrete. This is like right now.
I don't know if it's because of recency bias, but I'm gonna give it to Gane right now.
Okay.
Like I feel like it's a little bit of recency bias, but
yeah.
To be honest, it's very like it's just based off me thinking that like Gane is like slightly like in terms of just technical, like he's a better, like he's a little smarter than Francis in terms of like
I know what you're trying to say. You're trying to say he has more paths to victory than Francis,
like,
right?
He edges him a bit. It's not like a big gap.
Yeah, of course.
It's not a huge gap.
Yeah. When you have an equalizer like Francis,
exactly.
Right?
So I just feel like it's just slight, So. Just because of that.
So Ciryl Gane is your early pick, early prediction.
Right now,
early prediction.
Like you can't. It's kind of. It's like it's hard to bet against people like Gane. I mean, like Francis or even Derek Lewis. That's why people were like.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys saw, but leading up to that Gane Lewis fight, 90% or 89% of all the bets, or 89% of the money bets and 60% of all bets were for Derek Lewis to win. So a lot of people lost money, which is funny because. Gane was like a minus 400 favorite, like crazy, bro, crazy odds. You know what I'm saying? So this just goes to show, man. A lot of people put a lot of weight on the power, So and just for the record, guys, my early pick right now is Francis. Even though Gane is my favorite fighter in this division, I believe with Gane, it's not a matter of if he's gonna be the champ; it's a matter of when. You know what I mean? I feel like even if he were to lose to Francis, he'd be the champ eventually, And with that being said, I think if Gane wins against Francis, he'll be the champ for a long time. I could see him. He has all-time potential. You know what I mean? Just eye test will show you that he's levels above these guys in terms of every other aspect of fighting. This guy fights like a middleweight or a welterweight in the heavyweight division, bro. You know what I'm saying? So. I just don't see, unless another guy comes up the ranks who has this level of skill, I don't see anyone beating him. You know what I mean? Even a guy like Stipe or...
He has the gas tank. That's the thing.
That's the
like,
thing.
He's moving the whole time. It's like, you're not, like, you're gonna... Yeah, like, he could fight on the back foot.
Everything, bro. He could do it all. He could do it all.
So
So I could see him breaking the record for defenses, bro, honestly. You know what I'm saying? And it's not like Francis is not beatable. We've seen how to beat him, you know? Given that he's now changed his wrestling weakness, right? Like, but even then, we still don't know because Stipe coming in was 50 pounds lighter than him. You know what I mean? So it's not saying much when you're stuffing a guy who has 50 pounds on. Whereas a guy like Gane, he still has probably 30 pounds on him, but Gane in the stand-up is going to be much more careful, and he doesn't give up as much size as Stipe did.
Actually, yo, I just thought of something. I feel like it really, I think it really depends on what, I guess, mental state Francis comes in. Like, how confident he is in himself. Because we've seen him in the past, kind of like he seems like a different fighter when he's lost. You know?
Of course.
I feel like if he's like how he was like in that Stipe fight, I honestly think he's winning, to be honest.
Yeah, but yo, he's looking confident, bro. Like, even before the fight, if you see his Instagram, he's like, yo, just know these guys are fighting for second place. I'm the king.
Yeah, so I feel like it really just depends on. I kind of just switched my pick there, but like, it really just depends. I feel like I don't know, yo, Francis's power, bro, and just the way I feel like he's still like getting better. I feel like it really just depends on him. To be honest, I feel like how he comes in is. I think he's really his biggest obstacle. Yeah, he's his own worst enemy. Previous like performances, you know.
Okay. So anything else you want to say about that before we move on? All right, guys. So next topic we're gonna talk about actually is we're just gonna move down to the co-main, which was Jose Aldo versus Pedro Munhoz. Now for you guys that watched it, you know already, but for those who haven't, absolutely amazing performance by Jose Aldo. Looked like the old Jose, in there. I'd highly recommend, if you haven't seen it already, go on YouTube or something and try and watch it. But look, man, it was a hell of a performance, man. The output that he was given in that fight, like, it was. I haven't seen him put that much work in on somebody in a long time. You know what I'm saying? His stand-up looked crisp, bro. Jose Aldo looked like he's getting better, fam. Yeah. He's 34, bro. He's been he was undefeated for 8 years. 9 defenses, 10 championship fight, like so many accomplishments under his belt. He's still getting better, bro. Yeah. What? And I was even telling Yannick, Jose Aldo has he still has a chin. You know what I mean? You think a guy who's been in like so many wars and he's taken so much damage would have some sort of wear and tear on him, but he doesn't seem like that at all, man.
Yeah. Moving down to bantamweight.
Yeah.
Like, do you think that would like affect? I feel like maybe like he was having trouble at the division. At
145.
Yeah.
So I feel like,
but like
because of all the new guys coming up.
Yeah. But now I feel like he's getting into like his flow, So getting into his back.
Funny enough, people actually, I've seen this online all over the place. People would say that when he was at 145, sorry about that, guys, he didn't take his nutrition properly. So like he was barely cutting any weight, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? And for him to fight at that high of a level, having cut all that weight, like you saw how bad he looked at the weigh-ins. He looked like a skeleton, bro. I'm gonna pop that shit up on the screen, but man, he looked bad, man. He looked dehydrated, so he looked like TJ Dillashaw making 125, bro, minus the EPO. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, he looked bad. But coming into the fight, he looked absolutely shredded, bro. He looked fucking crazy. He looked like he was ready to go. You know what I'm saying? And he put on a hell of a performance. So I don't want to get too much into the performance because it'll take up a lot of time, and we're trying to make these videos a little shorter for you guys. But I will ask you this. Jose Aldo was ranked 5th. Pedro Munhoz was ranked 9th. So obviously he did him a favor by kind of going down to fight him. And before this he fought Chito Vera, who I think is ranked like 13th or 12th or something like that. So now that's 2 guys consecutively that he's dominated, right? Dominated, not beat, dominated.
Yeah, that are top 15.
Yeah, that are lower ranked than him. First question is, do you think he deserves to fight up?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And second, who do you think would be a good fight to make? Who's next for Jose Aldo in that division? I mean, listen, in terms of the ranking, this is how it is at the moment, right? Aljamain's a champ, Peter Yan 1, TJ Dillashaw just slid in at 2, Corey Sandhagen 3, Rob Font 4, Jose 5, Cody 6, and then there's all the other guys like Frankie Edgar.
I feel like because he's been fighting lower, he should. I feel like you just mentioned Corey Sanhagen's coming off a loss.
Yeah.
So I feel like he could.
Yeah, I think that'd be a great fight for both of them actually.
Yeah. So.
But you know what? My problem with that one. Yeah. Like I was saying, the problem with that is that like. So Corey Sandhagen was saying that he talked to Sean Shelby, who's the matchmaker, by the way, after the fight, and he's saying that he assured me that I'm still one fight away from fighting for the belt.
Oh, okay. So he doesn't want to go like.
So like, no, it's not even about that. It's like Jose Aldo is like the fifth guy is a good guy to beat, But it's like for him, does he really want to take that risk against a guy like Aldo who's coming off 2 wins? He's looking great, you know what I mean? Whereas he could, or he could fight a guy like I don't know, Cody Garbrandt, who's still ranked 6th, who's on a 4-fight losing skid, and probably dominate him, and then be like, belt, right? Okay. So, I think the fans want that fight, and I don't think Corey Sandhagen is opposed to it. He's not scared of anybody. That guy's a weapon, bro. That guy's a problem. You know what I'm saying? But from a business perspective, if I'm Corey Sandhagen, I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, this is the risk to reward is not really worth it. Right? I've seen people throw out for Jose Aldo. I've seen people throw out Dominic Cruz.
I was thinking about that, but like, where is he ranked?
9th. He's 9th or 10th.
Yeah, that's why I was like, then he's just fighting against someone that's like,
right. So, I've seen. I mean, this is very, very low key. I've only seen like 1 or 2 people tweet this, but I've seen few people talk about Sugar Sean versus Jose Aldo, because Sugar Sean is due to fight a guy in the top 10. Yeah. You know what I mean? And Jose Aldo
would be like his
kind of his coming out party. Yeah. But personal opinion, just kind of going off track real quick. I think he needs to rematch Cheeto first. I think he needs to get that fight back, and then he can worry about all those other guys. But yeah, man, I don't know, man. There's so many options in that division, man. Frankie Edgar is looking for a fight. Chito Vera's looking for a fight. Like, there's just so many guys in that division, man, and so many good matchups. That division is a real Shark Tank, bro. Like, that and lightweight. We've said this in past videos, but so stacked, man. So stacked. So let's move on to the fight before the co-main. Now, this was a very important fight for the welterweight landscape. Vicente Luque versus Michael Chiesa. Funny story that we have about this, actually. Yannick.
I blame freaking thing.
My boy Alex,
me, bro. He's like, yo, check it.
Yeah. So we're watching the fights, right? And my buddy Alex came over to watch. If you're watching this, Alex, shout out to you, my brother. But these guys are like, he's like, yo, let's go get some shawarma. And then Yannick's kind of like indifferent about it. He's like, all right, whatever, I'll get it. And I watched the Vicente Luque fight by myself, and Vicente submitted him in round 1. Okay, got him in the Darce choke. Beautiful reversal. When Chiesa had the top position, it was beautiful. I'll pop it up on the screen for you guys. But man, that's Vicente's, I believe, 5th or 6th straight win now. And I told you this crazy stat, bro. He has the second most finishes in welterweight history, behind Matt Brown. 13 finishes, bro. And he's ranked 5th. He just beat the 5th ranked guy in the first round. You know what I'm saying?
Before that, he beat Tyron Woodley.
Before he beat Tyron Woodley in the first round, right? So this guy's an absolute fucking killer, bro. He's a finisher. Do you think he deserves a title shot?
Yeah, it's just kind of like with the landscape of the welterweight division, it's just like a time thing, like when he's gonna get that fight, because obviously Usman has to face Cody. I mean, not Cody. Sorry,
Kobe.
I said Cody. Kobe. And we don't like.
That's that dragon energy.
So that's gonna happen. What, like in November? You said November?
I think they're trying to do November in MSG right now.
So November. So if that happens in November, that's gonna. I think that can happen. That fight can happen after.
But how about Leon?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I remember you mentioned that.
Yeah.
Like then, I think Leon deserves it more than Vicente still.
Okay, now let me ask you this though. Do you make Leon versus Vicente for the #1 contender spot happen, or being Leon? Because if I'm Leon, I'm thinking, I'm holding out for a title shot. I've won 10 straight or whatever. These guys are feeding me. First they fed him Bilal Muhammad. You know what I mean? It was a no contest, but I mean, let's be honest. We were watching that fight. It wasn't gonna go past another round. You know what I mean? They fed him Nate Diaz, who's not even ranked, and they just wanted to slide him in there, and he made easy work of him until the end, obviously. But I mean, dominant performance regardless, right? So, like, what do you do if you're Vicente and if you're Leon? Like, what do you do? You know what I'm saying? And Gilbert Burns is still trying to get in there.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many guys, bro.
But I feel like low key, I feel like Leon doesn't necessarily have to fight, because he is like kind of due for a shot.
Yeah.
But I feel like Dana wants to like drive numbers, obviously, right? So he's gonna have to do something. Like, obviously that fight with Nate was good, but like, he's gonna if he, let's say he fights Vicente Luque or whatever, and then beats them, or Gilbert Burns even. Let's say he fights one of those guys and beats them like dominant fashion, like. He has
there's no question.
No question. Like, I give that fight to him instead of Colby. Like, I would
if he fought him. Yeah. I mean, if he fought him like right now.
Yeah, exactly, right now.
Yeah, I'd be like, you need to get out of the way.
You have to get out of the way.
But obviously that's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
But, I mean, and you know the confusing part is it's like Gilbert and Vicente are like brothers, so they're not gonna fight each other. You know what I mean? So now it's just like 2 spots in the top 5 are kind of taken up, and these guys are never gonna fight. So. I don't know, man. If I'm Leon, I'm thinking if I'm Leon, okay, truly, and this is best case, right? If I'm Leon, best case, I'm confident enough to the point where I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna get a shot if I hold out, but I know I'm better than both of these guys. I'm gonna go in there. I'm gonna collect a quick check, and I'm gonna beat them and show them like, yo, I'm that guy. You know, there's no question who's getting that next shot. You know what I mean? And then he's sitting comfortably. Because right now there's still that uncertainty, right? Especially with the way Vicente Luque has been fighting recently, bro. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people... And, like, a lot of people want to see that matchup. Because we've seen Leon versus Usman years ago, of course. But Vicente is an exciting guy, bro, to watch fight. You know, he's a finisher. He's aggressive. And Usman himself even tweeted, like, yo, we might be dancing together soon. You know what I mean? So,
who do you think is a worse matchup for Leon Edwards? Like, if you had to face one, like who gives him the most trouble?
Out of who? Burns or Vicente?
Yeah.
Now, okay, so this is my take on it, right? I think Vicente has very good striking, has a really good chin, and has amazing BJJ. His wrestling is kind of where I see the hole in his game. But that's not too much of a problem against Leon, because Leon doesn't really wrestle, right? He likes to keep it standing. Whereas Burns, as we saw against a guy like Wonderboy, right? He utilized his wrestling. He's a very underrated wrestler, and I said this in the last video. Very underrated wrestler. But Leon has very solid takedown defense. Now, I mean, if you go back and watch him fight Usman, obviously he got taken down, but like that's Usman, bro. You know what I'm saying? World class. He's a champ for a reason, but. I don't know, man. You know what? I'd have to say, just for the fact that, like, okay, Leon's the best striker in this division, in my opinion. Okay, like boxing, Muay Thai, anything, bro. He's the best in my opinion. But say he were to stand with Luque, even though Luque has that finishing ability, I think he would get the best of him.
Yeah.
Whereas I think if Gilbert utilizes wrestling, he might have a bit of success. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. Because I see him beating Luque in a decision. Whereas I see if he beats Gilbert, it'll be a decision. But it'll be like not a clear-cut one. You know what I'm saying? It'll be kind of like, oh, Gilbert took this round because he had a control time. Like, I feel like Gilbert would be the worst matchup. But I think he beats them both.
Okay.
I think he beats them both. Yeah. I think... But they both have power. They could both beat him. But in my eyes, man, Leon is the clear 3rd best guy in that division. I think it goes Usman, then Colby, then Leon right now. So, I don't know. How about you? What do you think?
No, I agree.
You agree? Yeah. And I mean, look, man, Gilbert Burns is hungry, bro. He's hungry. You know what I'm saying? He's out for blood. Like, you see him on Twitter, he's calling everyone out right now.
Yeah.
Get that man a fight, man. So, yeah, like I think Gilbert versus Leon could happen, bro. I think that could happen. And if it does happen, and Gilbert beats him, now you're saying, oh, the rematch with Burns and Usman, right? So, I mean, the welterweight landscape is messy, man. It's all sorts of fucked up right now. But it's a good problem to have, you know. There's too many good fighters. It's a good
Yeah,
problem to
sure.
have. So, I guess the fans win anyway. So I mean, whatever, right? Yeah, man. I don't think there's anything else I really wanted to talk about. Anything you want to mention from that card that stood out to you or anything like that?
Nah.
How about any future implications maybe that you haven't brought up that you want to bring up?
Oh, I was gonna say something, but it's like, to be honest, probably I just put on like we'll just talk about it. Like I'll mention it next time.
Okay.
It's like, kind of like it was like it's not in the flow of the conversation anymore.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah. Well, thanks for joining us, guys. That was our reaction / recap / review. I don't know what you want to call it of UFC 264. Yeah, man, great card all around. Uncle Dana always does his job well, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, we're looking forward to doing this more for you guys. And sorry, you know, we didn't drop a video last week. Life's been kind of hectic, you know. My boy Yannick just got a new job, so he's been working there. And it's been kind of hard for us to link up and film videos, right? But I assure you, we're going to be back to making them at a regular pace, you know, and getting this content out for you guys. So thank you for all you guys' love and support. And yeah, man, once again, check the description. It's got all the links to social media as well as all the timestamps for the videos. Should be up on the screen anyway. Should be like in the bar or whatever. But yeah, man, I think that's all we got. So thanks for joining us, guys. Fight Club.
So I know, got the recipe.